Hi, I'm Herb, and in this video I'll be showing you how to heat up your DynaVap vaporizer properly using the three main types of lighters available. These three main types of lighters that we're going to use today are a run-of-the-mill disposable lighter with a yellow flame, a butane-fueled jet lighter, in this case a single flame, and a multiple flame jet lighter. But before we focus on the lighters themselves, let's go over some fundamentals on how to properly heat up your DynaVap vaporizer without combusting your material. So these three fundamentals are the distance between the tip of your DynaVap and the flame that you're using, the manner and the speed you're rotating your DynaVap with, and thirdly, the area you aim your flame at on the tip of your DynaVap. Okay, first off, distance. And with distance, I mean the distance between the tip of your DynaVap and the tip of your flame. Right now I'm using a dab tool just to illustrate the flame. So just pretend this is the tip of the flame. Okay, so with a normal lighter, a yellow flame lighter, the heat that it gives off isn't very intense. So you'll have to really get close to the flame with the tip of your DynaVap. But with a jet flame lighter, that runs really hot and a very concentrated flame. So you want to create more distance between the tip of your DynaVap and the flame itself. Remember, the hotter the flame, the more distance you want. I'll go over the details on these flames a little bit later in the video, but for now let's stick with the fundamentals. The second fundamental is rotation. And rotation is important to make sure you heat up your material evenly. If you keep the tip still over your flame without turning it, without rotating, then you would only heat one side of this vaporizer and not the other. And the end result would be one side would be brown and the other fresh and green, and you don't want that. That's not very efficient. Different flames need different rotation speeds. Take a normal flame, a yellow flame lighter, and that means your heat intensity is very low. So you'll have to give the tip more time to soak up that heat. So you want to rotate very slowly using a normal flame. Whereas with a jet flame, the heat intensity is much higher. So you'll run the risk of partly or fully combusting this part of your material if you're not careful. So with a jet flame, you'll have to rotate a lot faster to get that even heating. The style and the manner you rotate your DynaVap vaporizer in is more of a personal preference. I've seen some people do the back and forth, and I've seen other people just turning it fully, making full rotations. The way you do it, I'll leave up to you. It's just that the flame type determines how fast you have to rotate. The third fundamental is where to aim the flame at the tip. So as a beginner, I would suggest you stick to the middle of the tip. And that's to ensure a very even heat distribution over the whole tip. And this will also give you the most consistent hits. And it's those consistent hits that you want. Because once you get those consistent hits, that means that you're ready for the next and more advanced aiming methods. I will discuss those in a later video. For now, you really just want to concentrate on consistency. So aim for the middle of that tip. Okay, so now that you know the three fundamentals to watch out for, let's have a closer look at how these principles translate to the different types of lighters. Let's begin with a normal disposable lighter and a yellow flame. It's important to note that the yellow part of the flame is not good. It's not that hot and it gives off a sooty residue on the tip of your DynaVap. And it doesn't look very good if the tip becomes all blackened, but it's probably also not very healthy. So keep the tip close into the blue part of the flame and make sure you rotate evenly and slowly so that the heat of the flame gets soaked up in the tip. Once you get that right, keep it in the blue area and rotate slowly. You will notice that it still takes a long time, but it will click eventually. It just takes a long time. Making sure the flame stays blue and slow rotation. There we go. That's it. That's a normal flame. The second type of lighter is the jet flame lighter. This is the single flame, and as you can see, this is a lot more concentrated and the heat intensity is a lot higher. So that distance here is much more important. You need it to be a lot further away from the flame. The rotation speed is also a lot faster, because otherwise you'll get burn spots if you keep it on one area too long. So let's see how this works. I'm aiming for the middle. I'm putting my tip just above that flame where I can still see it, and I'm rotating a lot faster. There it goes. That's a lot faster than with a normal yellow flame. The third type of lighter that I want to show you is the multi-flame jet lighter. As you can see, this has a lot more heat intensity, and the surface area of the flame, I almost burned myself there, the surface area of the flame is a lot broader. So that means you want to rotate even faster to make sure that heat intensity doesn't create hot spots. And you also don't want to put your tip all the way into the flame. Again, distance is important. So just look at how far I keep the tip from the flame and how fast I rotate. And then you also see how fast this DynaVap will click. Because this here, as a beginner, is definitely your safest bet. This way you'll get consistent hits and a fast heat up time. Okay, here we go. Above the flame, not in it. And I'm gonna have to speed up that rotation a little bit more. But it already clicked. That's really fast. So now you know the fundamentals on how to heat up your DynaVap properly using the three main lighters that I showed you. In my next video, part 2 of this series, I will go into more detail on advanced methods of heating up your DynaVap and gaining more control over that heating process. So you can dial in your preferred type of vapor. For now, that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and I will see you next time.